Alrighty, booktubes and shittity talkland. So, fight season, war season is here. Since time began, men and now women with penises line up to kick fuck at each other about this time of year. Because they're like, we had to stay in, it was cold, now it's a wee bit warm, let's go out on the sniff, see what we can steal, rape and pillage. Although we think we're all sophisticated and we stay at the pinnacle of civilization, we're nothing more than monkeys throwing rocks at each other, getting a gang together and going and poking cunts with sticks. So let's have a wee shifty about what's going on in the Middle East. Ain't this just the beautiful kind of shit you want to wake up to in the morning? Especially up here in Glasgow, where the sun is shining. I'm not even joking, man. It's beautiful outside. Same yesterday, but it was raining at the same time. Only in Glasgow. So, Middle East latest. Brilliant. Hamas. Useless, no. Hamas now aiming for full-scale regional war. Quotation mark. Plausible deniability from Sky News. It's no Sky News sensationalising. Easy for me to say something. War. US says! So the US is a whole entity now, not just like, let's say, like McCain or something, or wee Warhawks bouncing it. As goalposts moved on truce talks, the US State Department says the militant group has signalled it does not want a ceasefire agreement in the war. Listen to the daily podcast on how the conflict is worsening Yemen's humanitarian crisis. You remember when there wasn't such a thing as a podcast? It just used to be known as Google Hangouts and YouTube live streams. You know, like basically just talking on webcams in this kind of format. And since Joe Rogan has just made it the coolest thing since snow. Everyone's doing it. You can't turn on the BBC TV fucking channel without getting some cunt sitting in something that looks like don't let you be secret. It's a TV studio made to look like a radio studio, not a radio studio just with cameras in it. Makes you wonder why they're going to all that fucking trouble. It's almost as if it's all fur coat and no fucking knickers. It's the same talking heads, it's the same producers, it's the same editors and same shit. Anyway, so that's what the Sky News is, aka what the British line is for this, for today. I'll look at into that in a wee bit more depth, but I wanted to go into this. Rockets fired from northern Iraq target US-led coalition base in Syria. Get that into your head, right? And just try and, like, Mr. Spock be going, Mr. Spock's head would explode, right? So they're getting fired from Iraq, which was, by all accounts, illegally invaded by lies made up by the Western security agencies, turned into a fucking shithole over lies. So there's rockets fired from Iraq to target US-led coalition. Right, so let's break this down. So what's the US-led coalition? Well, it's the Westerners trying to illegally invade the sovereign state of Syria, which they've been trying to do for ages, which don't think about it because they got beat and Russia sent them on their way. So, from a place that got illegally invaded by the West, they're firing rockets from their territory are coming from an unspecific group, and it's hitting another country they're trying to illegally invade. Now, come on to fuck. You can't, like, you've got to be ball deep in the game not to be able to see that for what it is or even call it out for what it is, or, like, to swallow the Western line of, yeah, the US are in there fighting ISIS. They've whack-a-mole terrorists. They're popping their heads back up again. But it's also might be ISIS launching these... Because ISIS are fighting the Iraqi government, remember? So if it's not the Iraqi government that's doing it, they're not claiming it and nobody's accusing them of doing it. It's another entity inside Syria, and inside Iraq, sorry. And I thought the bad elements inside Iraq were basically Islamic State and associated ones. So Islamic State... Do you see what a shit show it is? And it isn't, it's so hard to follow because it's just all made up. It's a big bunch of proxy armies. I mean, what's an Abdul army? A bunch of cunts running around like, sometimes not even showing you the colour of their fucking skin because they're all fucking ragged up, man. It's just the easiest way to make an excuse to invade a country. And because we're in a world war right now, all these terrorist groups are popping up. So ISIS is hitting Russia inside. ISIS are hitting Russia inside Russia, funnily enough. Then Russia are saying, oh, it was ISIS, but they were sent by Ukraine. Ukraine have terrorists, but they're backed by Russia, and they're the Muslims for Russia's east. Then you've, my God, can your average dumbass Allah Akbar Nutbar not see when they're getting played by by their old colonial masters, who get a very rich Allah Akbar Nutbar to convince stupid morons, stupid idiotic Allah Akbar Nutbars to go and wage some sort of a religious war that the top guy doesn't believe in, but he believes in money, honey. So there we have it. Rockets fired from Iraq go into Syria, but hit US-led coalition inside Syria. And it's just a regional war, folks. You've got Russia involved inside Syria. You've got America and their Western allies involved inside Syria. Fuck knows who's outside Iraq. I dare say the elements inside Iraq are going to be blamed on Iranian proxies who are inside Iraq. But don't forget, Iranian proxies are fighting ISIS as well. Oh my lord the lord. You do need to make see if you made a flowchart, or like who's who, who's related to who's affiliated with who, and trace it all back. You would see it's just one big shit show of whack-a-mole made up terrorist groups who anybody can make up for Russia, China, Iran, any cunt that wants to, got the dough and the ability to make up these proxy Allah Akbar Nutbar fucking armies that can pop up anywhere and do anything. I mean, it's not as if this isn't a well-known military technique from Robert the Bruce, who done it to the English, from the Desert Rats that done it to the Germans in Northern Africa. The list goes on to the Iraqis that done it to the West inside Iraq, to the Afghanistanis that done it to the West inside Afghanistan. This is a well-known military tactic. You fucking escape into the hills and you start hitting them guerrilla style. If you've no go to numbers, you use the guerrilla tactic. And what are guerrilla? What is that? One guerrilla unit is one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist group. So you've just got a big bunch of proxy terror groups out there who they're controlled by. Fuck knows, take your pick. Could be any cunt out there with the resources and ability to do this. The West has fingers in the Arab world pie to be able to buy and pay some fucking mullah somewhere to convince a wee couple of Abdul army squadrons to go and do X, Y, and Z. And boom shakalaka, you have a fucking proxy army made up of fucking windy licking idiots just to go and do whatever you want them to do. Right, rant over. So, man, you'd need to take a break for all this shit, man. It's fucking... Do your dialing. I don't even know if I want to play this piss. It does my tits in. Why don't the BBC and ITV stick to what they've been doing for fucking for nearly a century now? Come up to a century instead of trying to fucking become what is beating them.
Ready. Player one.
Investing can...
I'm not listening to that pish. Like fucking Joe Rogan produced by Sky News. It's a load of shite. But let's see what the new world is saying about this shit. They know about a Middle East bit. No, they don't. They've not even got a search option. That's how much Sky News wants you to be able to use their library and news. You know? That's how much they want you to be able to use this. So let's see. Helicopters crash. Aldi recalls. Designer. Russia warns Europe prepared answers if West. See, right. 5 people found dead in house. This is lovely. Miserable state of UK roads. There's no more podcast. There's no more Joe Rogan podcast. Rwanda bill. Videos. Noah Ark for corals. What the fuck? What a absolute pile of shite. There's your daily Donald Trump hate. Hamas. Yeah, that's what you're getting. And it's live. This is like World War 3 live, folks. Isn't that great? So what's the latest? Key points. This is all you need to know. Hamas now aiming for full US says. So you lead with a quote as if Hamas is like holding a fucking severed head up like all out there. And it isn't. It's the he wants to batter me. It's like asking your big cousin. It's convincing your big cousin to come and back you up because somebody wants to batter you. No concerns expressed for Israel. Expressed from Israel about UNRWA employees. Dominic Waghorn reckoning in Israel after massive intelligence. The big picture, what you need to know. No, this isn't what you need to know. This is what Sky News wants you to know so that their editorial stance can paint you a narrative to you, thus currying your favour and changing your opinion. Anyway, that's me out, man. So, ain't that beautiful? It's definitely like the proxy war is just escalating. Oh, aye, and let's not forget about this little thing that I can't find now. What the fuck? Anywho, you can see how the Middle East stuff continues to escalate, and if you scratch beneath the surface of it and you look who the players are, it's a global conflict, even though they are just using all the proxies right now. How long will that mask last before it has to slip? Alrighty, boob tubes, get it, got it, good. Cheese, no cats or cheese were harmed in this filming, funnily enough.
Clips. And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.